Hello, I'm Barbara Kana, Client Experience Director, and I'm here to show you how to make time off requests using your smartphone. And there's also a cheat sheet that I'll be narrating with along with this PowerPoint presentation that I'm using. So when we need to make time off requests, the client care coordinators want to help you, but they need your help too. So if you make a time off request 6 weeks or more in advance, for that advanced planning, you will be rewarded by the CCC finding your coverage. And if the CCC is unsuccessful at getting someone to take your shift, it will not be counted against you as an unexcused absence because you gave us the required notice. Sometimes people do need time off less than 6 weeks in advance, but chances are that schedule is already published. So then that is on you to find your coverage from either one of your teammates or the substitute list of BTs. BTs 2s, 3s, and 4s can go see any client. Your clinic director can tell you who the substitutes are for your area. So this gives you more options to work with. You also have the option of scheduling a makeup appointment with your client or clients on a different day. No matter what you do, you still need to use the time off request form for this. Why? Because this form has a workflow in it that helps the CCC, the client care coordinator, keep track of what appointments need to be changed, either because a different person will be coming to see the family, or you will be going on a different date or time. Or in the case of the 6 weeks in advance, the client care coordinator needs to know what appointments do I have open for people looking for extra hours? Where can I put people who may be eligible to work for you? So if you are needing time off within 2 business days, that's considered a cancellation. So you would need to text in the cancellation or call the client care coordinator, or if it's after hours, your senior and your family to let them know you're not coming. We do have a communications checklist that your clinic has available to take you through this step by step. So you'd use this process for things we consider urgent time off needs. And again, you're responsible for either finding coverage or for making up your shift at a later date with the family or families affected. Any shifts not made up that are within 6 weeks could be considered unexcused absences if you don't have coverage. So anyway, those are the ground rules. Now here's how to do it. Using your smartphone, you go to Central Reach, members.centralreach.com, and you look for the Notes and Forms section underneath your profile. You click on Notes and Forms, and then you would click on that blue Add New. And then you would find in your menu of available options underneath the custom section, highlighted by the gray box, you would look for the BT time off request form. So you click on that form, you choose yourself as the provider. It automatically has the title of the date you're making the request. Working still from left to right on the screen, you would then put in your name, the name of the client. In our example, I have Testa client. And then you also put in your senior's name. I don't have a senior, so I just use myself for this example, but this would be the senior who is overseeing the care of the client that you're asking for. You do need to complete one form for each client, and I'll get to that in a moment. So there's a table below, and you would pick the day, the date, text in your shift times, and then go ahead and put in if you've got a makeup date or time. So that would be where you could do that. Even if you're asking off 6 weeks in advance and you want to make up your hours, you can also always suggest a makeup date and time, and the CCC can coordinate that with the family if you are asking well in advance. If you are asking with less than 6 weeks, then you need to make sure that family can do that makeup time, and the CCC will confirm, but that needs to be arranged by you. So then you would go ahead and you would have the form ready to go, and you would save and lock the form. So now it may ask, do you want to lock it? Yes, you do. You go ahead and do that. Now you need to take an extra step to share the form. The form is in Central Reach, but you need to share it with the client care coordinator and with the senior whom you've named. So you go ahead and find that file in your My Files Added Today in your Files widget in Central Reach. If you don't see My Files Added Today as an option there in that bar that has the little delete and the little wheel, just click on the drop down and you should be able to select it. So then you find it out and then you click on Share File, and in the drop down you start typing in the name of the client care coordinator helping your clinic with this process, and you go ahead and share that file. You also have to check I have all the necessary permissions and the consents to do it. You then check the drop down to find your senior that you're sharing it with. You share, and again, click it. Now we'll go on to the next screen. And you have shared that form. I'll tell you what happens to that form in a minute. Let's say you've got more than one client. You need to copy the form. So you add the client name to the title and update the fields for the session date and time, and then save and lock. This duplicate form has the same rights as the original for sharing, so you don't need to do anything different unless it's a different senior overseeing that client. And then you will need to go back into the Files widget and share the form with that senior therapist. So follow up in a few days to see if the client care coordinator has added a label to your form. There are multiple labels they may use. It may say in process, it may say completed, but the point is they've touched it if a label has occurred. So you'll want to make sure that they have seen this form, and if not, you'll want to check to make sure that you did in fact share it with the client care coordinator. So if you see that label, you know that the client care coordinator has processed your form. This may seem like it's a lot to do, but to be honest with you, once you get used to the rhythm of the form and submitting this, it doesn't take much time at all. And it's really, really important because the client care coordinators are going into Central Reach, searching on various labels that this form has embedded in it to try to find out if there are opportunities for other people to take your clients, or in the case of when you find a substitute or a makeup shift, they want to be able to use this information to update Central Reach as part of their work queues. And so this is a way to help us make sure that our clients are getting the therapy hours that change their lives, and that you're able to make time off arrangements according to the guidelines, so that we're able to then help you in scheduling and help our families make sure they know when to have the client care coordinator communicate schedule changes. So let's say our last example, you have found coverage. You will note that you do it the same way that you fill out the dates and the times, and whether it's the same day and time or whether you've arranged a different day and time for a makeup shift but someone else is taking it, underneath the table there's a comments area, and in that comments area you can text in the name of the person who will substitute. So Jenny Smith will substitute. So the client care coordinator then knows to change that schedule and send a confirming text to Jenny. Hi, see you're taking so-and-so's shift on this date and this time. Thank you very much. Just to make sure that we've got everybody communicated with. So again, another way to make sure that we're covering everything in schedules. So this is how to use the BT time off request form. We want to help you. If you have questions, contact your client care coordinator and we'd be happy to walk you through it. Thank you and have a nice day.